Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Shriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups around the world subsequently. I also want to welcome Menaka for his very first Satsang at the Sri Narayan Dham. It is said that when your time is ready, wherever you are in the world, the Guru finds you. The Guru finds you. It's a Vedic injunction. And Manaka is from Joburg, but Pretoria. Living in Pietermaritzburg, and he's simply proving the Guru principle correct. So he was watching a podcast on Professor Motsheka, and somehow he went through the internet until he found me, and he was following another system, or is still following another system, but his thirst could not be quenched. And he heard a few of my discourses, and then he contacted me. And he landed down here from Pietermaritzburg. He took a taxi, private transport, just to come to quench his thirst. He doesn't want a degree, he doesn't want a mansion from me, he doesn't want a Ferrari, he doesn't want anything from the Guru. He took this long drive in a taxi just to quench the thirst of meeting the Guru. No demands. No demands. This is the mind-boggling aspect between a Guru and a disciple, where you cannot use your mind, that's why it's called mind-boggling, to decipher this relationship. And he is not the first one. We had a gentleman from Nepal who came all the way to wash my feet and take that bottle of water back to Nepal. I had a lady in the United States. She met me fleetingly at the Sipingo Goshala, and she went home and she was not satisfied. She made another trip from the United States to come specifically to Durban and meet me again, just in one satsang. This is the potency of the Guru-disciple relationship, which cannot be explained. The mind cannot interpret this relationship, because it is stated that the relationship between Guru and disciple is eternal. It's always there in every lifetime until you are liberated. The relationship between Guru and disciple is eternal. It means it never dies when your body dies. It never was born, and it can never die. You only relinquish this relationship when you leave this material world and you attain liberation where you live eternally in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, you don't need a guru. You don't need a guru because there is no ignorance. There's nothing to learn in the spiritual world. You only need a guru in the material world. And that relationship of yours and the guru in the material world is eternal. And the Sri Narayan Dham is not only the most comprehensive ashram in the world to have described scripturally the significance of a bona fide spiritual master and the guru principle, but we have also practically shown with evidence that this principle and its existence is absolutely true. So from time to time, these occurrences take place for you to validate your own standing in the ashram. And I've stated right from the outset, relationship with Guru should not be taken for granted. Relationship with Guru should never be taken for granted, and one should not become complacent with both his relationship with the Guru or the knowledge that the Guru has imparted. Because as soon as complacency sets in, then you lose your respect, your character, your dignity. All these things are lost when you become complacent. Sometimes you think that you can manage, that you are now fit and strong and you can manage without the Guru. But that is not possible. Complacency is the greatest killer in aspirants, devotees and disciples. When you become complacent, when you think you know, that is when the downward spiral to materialism starts again. So I think this is our second last satsang for the year. I'm not too sure. We're almost at the end. I just want to explain, and most of you like stories, I just want to explain how I became a guru. I think it is important from time to time for me to explain how I became a guru. Don't you think? So, I met Guruji for the first time via a stamp size photograph, a passport size photograph from somebody's wallet. And I was asked to attend a satsang. I attended that satsang on that Thursday, and I saw a man dressed in an orange dhoti seated opposite me, next to the convener of that satsang and his dad. And when I looked into this man's eyes, beautiful grey-blue eyes, his eye looked directly into my soul. And at that point in time, I knew my life had changed forever. The following week, I did not go to that satsang as Mataji and I were following Sai Baba, and we felt that we were not loyal to Sai Baba, and we came to this ashram, so we went back to Sai Baba. And the third week, when I came back, I inquired about that man from India. And they said there have never been a guru from India ever visited the Westville ashram. And everyone was adamant that Guruji had presented himself to me in his form at that point in time. So that's when I first saw Guruji at my very first meeting at the Westville ashram. The service was held in a house, and there was a little shrine outside, and we were seated in the shrine. And I remember a big tree growing in the center of the shrine, and every so often I would hide my face because Guruji had penetrating eyes, and then I would see that and see Guruji still looking at me. So Guruji appeared and acknowledged me at my very first satsang at Westville. That was my relationship, my beginning of my relationship with Guruji. And as I stated, I needed a car, and in the first 3 days of going to that ashram, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the fourth day I got a new car, almost brand new car. Just wished. You can wish, my boy. You can wish. On the fourth day, I got an almost brand new car. All right, but look at my cheek and my nerve. I took that new car and went to Sai Baba that week. All right. So this is how the mind works. This is how the human mind works. Then I got a photograph, small, that size frame, with a photograph of Guruji. And we kept that photograph in our house. Guruji speaks Hindi in his discourses. Well, at that point in time, I had no discourse. So I just had that photograph, and that photograph meant everything to me and my family. And 2011, I was to go for Guru Purnima. I initiated that travel for Guru Purnima at the ashram. I made people save the money. Somebody collected all the monies from February, March, April, May, June. I also was saving my money there. But just before going for Guru Purnima, I got a very big contract in the range of R1 million, 2011. So what would you do? Guru Purnima or R1 million contract? I didn't go. 2012, same story. Just before going Guru Purnima, another R1 million contract. Didn't go. 2013, 200 million rand contract. But I went. I landed in the ashram. We left here on the 18th. We landed there on the night of the 18th of July 2013. About 10 of us were put into one room, male and female together. and I went with one devotee from Westville Ashram, and she's still alive. One devotee from Westville Ashram, she's still alive. And the next morning, I was taking a walk, and I just went out to the gate, and I met a member from the town branch, Benny Singh. He is also still alive. Alive means I can get an affidavit, a sworn affidavit from both Mrs. Kedden and Benny Singh. So Benny Singh informed me that there was initiation taking place of NRIs. You'll know what NRIs mean in India? Non-resident Indians. And I asked him what time. He said in the next 10 minutes. I looked at my time, it was 10 to 8, and I rushed to our room. I informed Sean and Mataji, and we both rushed to the initiation. We sat, myself, Mataji and Sean, and 12 others got initiated together on that day. It was an initiation day for non-resident Indians. We three got initiated. What is initiation? In the Sri Sampradaya, there are 4 Sampradayas. There are only 4 Sampradayas, 4 spiritual institutions in Sanatan Dharma. There are only 4 spiritual institutions in Sanatan Dharma. The first and the principal spiritual institution is the Sri Sampradaya, which is headed by Mother Lakshmi. The second Sampradaya is the Brahma Sampradaya, headed by Lord Brahma. The third Sampradaya is the Kumara Sampradaya, headed by the Kumara brothers, the 4 Kumara brothers. And the fourth Sampradaya is the Rudra Sampradaya, headed by Lord Shiva. These are the only 4 bona fide spiritual institutions in Sanatan Dharma from which gurus, through the disciplic succession of these 4 sampradayas, can make their appearance in this world. If a guru, or if somebody states he's a guru, or if there are thousands of institutions already. There are thousands of institutions already where people call themselves gurus, but they do not emanate from these 4 sampradayas. If somebody does not come from one of these 4 sampradayas, then that person is not a guru. That following is not bona fide. That followers, institution, whatever is done in those systems is not Sanatan Dharmic. Is not Sanatan Dharmic. So Guruji, my Guru, belonged to the Sri Sampradaya. He inaugurated his ashram in 1989, and then he inaugurated the Sri Siddhartha ashram before he passed away in 2007. Guruji left his mortal coil in 2007. So he got Chinnajayar Swami to consecrate his murtis. You all heard of Chinnajayar Swami? He's an international guru, world renowned guru in the Sri Sampradaya. He is one of the most senior gurus in the Sri Sampradaya. Chinnajayar Swami is one of the most senior gurus in the Sri Sampradaya. Him and his team of Swamis inaugurated and consecrated the Sri Divya Dham, which is the shrine of the Sri Siddhartha Ashram. My stay at the ashram was for 6 days, because the ashram, that's a regulation in the ashram. You cannot stay for more than 6 days. But let me get back to initiation. Initiation means, or the process of initiation in the Sri Sampradaya is that through a bona fide ceremony, by bona fide Pancha Ratra Agama priests, you must burn your 2 arms. You must burn your 2 arms through symbols. Let me just show that symbol. But I think it's there at Lord Narayan's feet, or it's just the 2 symbols on the side is there, the chakra and yeah. So the conch and the chakra on one, you can keep it. So the conch will be burnt on one side of your arm and the chakra will be burnt on one side of your arm. That is part of the initiation. Then you will be given the Lord Narayan mantra, the Om Namo Narayana mantra in your ear. And when you get the Lord Narayana mantra in your ear, it enters your auditory canal and it goes directly to your soul. It activates your soul. How many of you got initiated here at this ashram? 1, 2, 3. 3 of you. Did you feel anything when the mantra was read? When the mantra was said in your ear? Did you feel anything, Amita? Did you feel anything, Sita? You felt anything, Dana? There was an awakening. You, Cyril, you as well. You'll feel that queasy feeling that something woke up inside you, which you cannot describe. That is the potency in which the mantra is read into your ear, and that feeling you will only experience through a bona fide spiritual master. Anyone can say that mantra in your ear, but the potency of awakening your soul comes through a bona fide spiritual master. So myself, Mataji and Sean took this initiation. Our arms were burnt. We were given spiritual names. And we were initiated on the 19th of July, 2013. 19th of July 2013. There are 2 independent people that were there, that witnessed this initiation. Mrs. Kedden, who is still alive, I think I'm going to ask Jessica and Mataji to go next year and just make an affidavit, because she's very old now, to confirm this. And also Benny Singh is around. Well, he's younger, he's around, you understand. I did phone him recently, and he will be prepared to give an affidavit to confirm the initiation. So this initiation cannot be disputed by anybody. This initiation cannot be disputed by anybody, and it will be on the records if the ashram still kept it. Because remember, as I go further in my story, I want to explain why I disengaged from the ashram itself. Because if you got stories in bits and pieces, then people can make you draw a conclusion. And as it is, our village idiot in bracket KC, village idiot in bracket KC, I think about 4 or 5 days ago, is still discussing the same topic, which makes it important for me to just bring it into its perspective. So on the 6th, so as I said, you're only allowed to stay there for 6 days, but Guruji had other plans. I was to stay at the Sri Siddhartha Ashram for 6 days. I already had bookings confirmed at the Sivananda Ashram for 6 days, and we were supposed to stay in Bombay or Mumbai for 6 days because Mrs. Kedden wanted to buy jewelry from Mumbai. So that's how we planned our trip. 6 days, 6 days, 6 days and out. As I said, Guruji had his own plans. We stayed there for 21 days. Without leaving the ashram, we stayed there for 21 days. In this 21 days, I started experiencing unnatural emotions and feelings, things that I was not used to. I think from the third or fourth day, I went into this. And remember, as I said, Mrs. Kedden was living in our room. We were all living together, so she can verify that I was gone off. When I say off, I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sleep. I was just, my entire system was in disarray. On the 6th of August, just before I go there, living next to us, so there were thousands of people living in ashram. Guruji made many blocks, and in India 20 people can sleep in a room, and there's I think over 100 rooms. 100 times 20, 2,000 people. There were 2,000 people there at that point in time, and miraculously our room was placed next to Guruji's foremost disciple, who was still alive, G.S. Bawa. I've stated this before. I just want to state this again and bring this into its context. And we met G.S. Bawa the next day. The very next day we met G.S. Bawa. I had a book. He made me write and write and write, and when I was tired, he made Mataji write, and when Mataji was tired, he made Sean write. He taught me this system. So the story is, that in 2001, G.S. Bawa and Guruji was having a conversation. And in this conversation, G.S. Bawa asked Guruji if he could leave his material body before Guruji. And Guruji said, no. There is a disciple of mine that's going to be coming from Durban, South Africa. I want you to groom him into the system, and then only will you leave your mortal coil. So Guruji left in 2007. I went to Guruji's ashram in 2013. From thousands of people, my room was next to G.S. Bawa's room. He found me. When he told me this, I did not think he was referring to me. When he told me the story that Guruji told him he must live until he meet his foremost disciple from Durban, South Africa, and groom him, it never crossed my mind that was referred to me. Do you understand? I was an atheist for 30 years of my life or more. So that thought never entered. That thought never entered my mind when G.S. Bawa gave me this story. But then he kept on forcing me and telling me that I must come back to Durban and I must open my own service. And I told him there's already 2 services, one in Westville on Thursdays, one in Durban on Sunday. What would be the benefit of me opening another service in Durban of the same Guru? And he kept. G.S. Bawa was like a general. He's a Sikh. You all know Sikhs? And he was deadly. He was deadly. Despite me being a former policeman, he did send some shivers down my spine. You understand? He was strict in what he was saying. And I think everyone in the ashram trembled. I used to see other Swamis changing direction if G.S. Bawa was walking down. You know, people change directions. So he took me to Guru Ma. Guru Ma at that point in time was the ceremonial head of the ashram. She was what is the ceremonial head? Her mandate was the highest. So her one son was the Diksha Guru. One son was the Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru means Guru who gives initiation. Guru who gives initiation. Siksha Guru is Guruji. Guruji who gives instruction. Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj is a Siksha Guru of the Sri Siddhartha Ashram. His one son was the Diksha Guru. His job was to give initiation to the followers that came after Guruji left his mortal coil. The other son, Madhusudan Acharya, was the president of the ashram. Was the president of the Jan Hit Seva Trust. Jan Hit Seva Trust is the legal aspect of the ashram, like how I got the Acharya, Shyam, Ramanuj Foundation. That is the legal entity of this spiritual ashram that is registered in the government domain in South Africa. Similarly, the Jan Hit Seva Trust is the legal entity of the Sri Siddhartha Ashram that's registered to the government domain in India. You understand? So G.S. Bawa took me to the president and his mother to give me a mandate to open my own service in Durban. And the photographs are beautiful. Photographs are beautiful because it's misty. Photograph is misty. My photograph where I got permission from Guru Ma and where it got endorsed by the president of the ashram, Madhusudan Acharya, is all in Guruji's domain, upstairs in the ashram where Guruji used to live during the day. And what does the mist tell you? Guruji's consciousness was present. Guruji's consciousness was present because we took hundreds of photographs. Photographs before that set of photographs, all clear, and photographs immediately after that set of photographs, all clear. Only that set of photographs are misty. Okay? So on the 6th of August 2013, I got a legal mandate from Guru Ma, the ceremonial head, and the president of the ashram, Guruji's other son. One son, Diksha Guru initiated, the other son gave mandate to open this institution. Then I came down and I was ducking G.S. Bawa. He would phone me every day. He would phone me every day and terrorize me from India. He would terrorize me from India. And thank God, Pitra Paksh appeared. The period of Pitra Paksh appeared in his terrorizing. So I told him that South Africans don't go for satsang during Pitra Paksh, and I will start immediately after Pitra Paksh. And that Thursday, the 10th of October 2013, immediately after Pitra Paksh was over, I started my first satsang at that school there across, Resmond Primary School. And I never stopped. I never stopped. I took this satsang very seriously. I was doing 4 satsangs a week around Durban. I sent a message on Messenger to Madhusudan Acharya in August 2015. And I told him I need to come back to India and I need guidance because my satsang is gone big now in Durban and I need guidance on how to continue this satsang. So for the first 2 years, I did not reveal myself as a guru. First 2 years, I did not reveal myself as a guru. I think Nirali, April 14th, I started April 14, 2013, I started my satsang in Phoenix, and that's when I met Nirali. So she can confirm that I used to just wear kurta, I used to sit normal on the floor on that side, there was no seat, and I used to sing my bhajans with Mataji and the rest of the people, and I used to only come in front to give a discourse and go back down and sit again. I kept it like that for 2 Yes, in all the centers. We had 4 centers. I did not have this ashram at that point in time. And throughout the 4 centers, nobody knew that I was a guru. But the miracles were happening. That time it was freebies. That time it was freebies. You can come for 1 satsang, I'll give you the same I gave to somebody that came for 50 satsangs. You understand? Everything was just happening. That is why if you see my past photographs, you'll see all the halls were full. Every week you coming and you getting. You coming and you getting. Right up to 2018, I was just giving and giving and giving. So when I went in 2015 to India, I got the shock of my life. I entered the ashram, security guards detained me in a room. Security guards detained me and questioned me with no food, no water for over 8 to 10 hours. Over 8 to 10 hours. I did not know that the relationship between Guru Ma and the Diksha Guru had broken down. There was blood spilt in that ashram. In July of 2015, and I went there the next month. August. Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya was held almost captive. Remember where I told you I went upstairs and I took photographs and I got permission? Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya was held captive there by the security guards. Because this brother, the Diksha Guru, it is alleged that he had embezzled millions and millions and millions of rand from the ashram. When I landed there in 2015. So these guards interrogated me, and then they had somebody fly from Dubai. That is why I was there so long, to interrogate me as well. I know his name, but I'm not going to reveal now. It's not necessary. They thought I was part of Guru Ma's team and Madhusudan Acharya's team, because I was posting all good things about Guru Ma on my Facebook, and from that there was a perception or an inference drawn that I am part of this group and I came to spy in the ashram. Alright? There were about 18 armed guards. Even today, go log into Sri Siddhartha Ashram today. You'll find an armed guard with a rifle walking next to that Diksha Guru I'm talking about. Is an armed guard necessary in ashram? You understand? Unless you are hiding something. Unless you are hiding something, the ashram don't need an armed guard to be protecting the Guru. You can protect the ashram and the perimeter of the ashram, it's fine. But if you are walking personally with the Guru, like the Guru is the state president, even the Prime Minister of India, you don't see armed guard guarding him. Although they have arms, you don't see it visible. So anyone can go today and see any of his, even when he's doing padikrama, an armed guard is walking next to him. Okay? So this started then in July in 2015. 15. So Guruji knew I was in that ashram. Guruji knew that I had to see Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya, because I still was not aware of why I was being interrogated and what had transpired. I was still not aware. Guruji's, Madhusudan Acharya's wife's brother was the only person that was given permission to walk through Guru Ma's and Madhusudan Acharya's apartment. So I met him, and as he was taking me through, guards stopped us again. The guards stopped us again, and then there was a confusion. There was a confusion amongst all the guards. That guards that was holding me back. Remember, I'm the person that was never, ever, ever supposed to go up to Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya. Nobody in the world knew the status quo of the ashram. I'm the only foreigner, and I am there. Beside the children, Guruji's children and the family in the ashram, nobody in the world knew what had transpired that previous July. And I was the last person to have gone up. But when this confusion occurred, the guards left us, and all the guards went somewhere. So what do you think I did? Would Madhusudan Acharya's wife's brother, Sumit Sharma, him and I went upstairs. When we went upstairs, Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya, interpreted by Sumit Sharma, informed me of the current status quo of the ashram. I came down, I took my belongings, and I went and stayed in a hotel, because my flight was booked for 2 weeks. And then I asked Mataji to see how they can shorten it in Durban. It was shortened by 1 week. And on my last day, I was to go with Sumit Sharma. Guru Ma was to come down to Guruji's Samadhi place, and Madhusudan Acharya without the guards knowing, and they were going to give me my title of Acharya Shyam Ramanuj at Guruji's Samadhi place. So that was the plan the previous night at the hotel, with Sumit Sharma and myself. And then I was informed the next morning that plan has been cancelled. There is a function. This happened during Navratri. And there's a function in New Delhi, and at that function they will give me the title Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. This name came from Madhusudan Acharya, Guruji's brother, the president of the Sri Siddhartha Ashram. So I attended that function. I sat here with Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya. You'll see the photographs there. And I was given this title on the 17th of October 2015. 17th of October 2015, I was given this title. So can you take initiation from one person and get a spiritual title from another person. And if this happens, must there be a spiritual precedent? Jay?
Yes,
There have to be a spiritual precedent where you leave a guru that has turned demonic. You leave a guru that has turned demonic, and you can take your further initiation from another guru. Because there's no guarantee that a guru won't turn demonic. You all heard of Vishwamitra? All of you all heard of Vishwamitra? UJ? Very famous saint. He's in the Ramayana and he's in the Rig Veda, one of the foremost sages, Vishwamitra. He was doing his austerities and penances for 60,000 years. He was living in Satyug, where time is 100,000, man's life is 100,000 years. He was doing his austerities and penances for 60,000 years, Jai Bhai. And a beautiful woman got him up from his meditation. And he spent 10,000 years with this woman until he realized the mistake he made. So in that period of 10 years, if he had followers, would it be right that they relinquish their relationship with him and attain another guru to continue their spirituality? So the precedent is set. Precedent is set when a guru goes rogue. When a guru goes rogue, it has happened thousands of times and it will continue to happen thousands of times. That is why there is a spiritual precedent. It's part of this universe. Certain gurus will come and be bona fide for a certain period of time and then they will go rogue. When they go rogue, they set a precedent for a guru like myself. But that's far away. Let's go back to Lord Sri Ramanuj. 1,000 years ago, let's go to Lord Sri Ramanuj. How many of you have read the history of Lord Ramanuj? Nobody in my satsang? No time. No time. Dana? Hemita? Sita? You all carrying that surname. You all are carrying that surname. Huh? His own guru tried to have him killed, like my guru, my Diksha guru had me interrogated, and if he only knew that I met his mother and his brother, if Guruji did not go and confuse their minds. You know, I told you there was a confusion. 18 guards. There were 18 guards. They didn't see me go up, have an hour-long conversation with Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya, come down and leave the ashram with my bags. If they knew that I had that interview with Madhusudan Acharya and Guru Ma, you think I would have left India alive? because I'm the only person that came out with this information and informed the world. I informed the world of the atrocities that were happening in Sri Siddhartha Ashram in Faridabad. I got my mandate from Guru Ma, the ceremonial head. All of you understand where I'm coming from? Why did Guru Ma give me this instruction and not the hundreds and hundreds of disciples from India? Why did Guru Ma entrust me from South Africa? Do you know how difficult it was for me to handle this situation from South Africa when the ashram is in India and she was being victimized and terrorized by guards in her own ashram. That was her own ashram by her own son. How difficult it was for me to coordinate and combat this situation from South Africa. But why did she choose to give me this information?
A local person would have been silenced.
Sorry?
A local person would have been silenced.
Well, I was Guruji's foremost disciple. I was Guruji's and still am Guruji's foremost and most loyal disciple, and she knew that I will have capacity to conclude this situation. So I went there in 2015. We came back. In that public ceremony, I was endorsed as Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. But before going there, I said we need a precedent. Lord Ramanuj himself, his first guru, because he was more intelligent than his first guru wanted to kill him. Then he left his first guru. And he took initiation from his guru who he never met. You hear me? Because people are saying, how can you have a guru who left his material coil before you met him? I met Guruji in 2008. He left his material coil in 2007. I took initiation in 2013. How can Guruji be my guru? These village idiots will ask this question, in bracket, KC. These village idiots will ask these questions. But as I promised from my very first satsang, if I am not within the Vedic injunctions, I'll never sit on this seat. I will never, ever, ever sit on this seat if I am not 100% living my life through the Vedic injunctions. So, Lord Ramanuj Guru was Ramanuj Acharya. I want you all to research. Lord Ramanuj Guru was Ramanuj Acharya, and Lord Ramanuj met him after he left his material coil. Can you see the precedent set? 2 precedents by Lord Sri Ramanuj that falls 100% squarely in my lap. Does it not? He disqualified his first guru. He took initiation by his second guru. I disqualified my first Diksha guru. I took initiation, the second initiation, by his brother. And there is a scriptural and legal precedent because I am following this tradition. In my tradition, this is legal. Then in 2017, end of 2016, 2017, from this big mass of devotees I had, I adopted 60 underprivileged black children from a school in Newlands. From a school in Newlands, and I called them my angels. And my devotees were not pleased, because they said I must care for my own before I go outside. So 40 of them left, and they began communicating on Messenger to Guru Ma, and gave us some false information that I was terrorizing people in Durban and I was not following Guruji's principles. You know what devotees can get up to. Especially my devotees that leave this ashram, they don't just like to walk away. They always want to close this ashram. You know why? You know why? Because they know what they get here and what they got here. They don't want other people to get what they got. Other ashram people just walk away. So these 40 people, they had accountants amongst them, teachers amongst them, eminent people, not like our village idiot, not like our vile and vulgar village idiot. These were eminent people. You understand? 40 of them tried to, they said I'm a fake guru. They went on Facebook and they said I'm a fake guru. So I took 2 devotees and I went straight to Guru Ma. 2 devotees, 2017, I went straight to Guru Ma and Madhusudan Acharya. Where you think I should have went? Is that the right protocol? The very people who mandated me and ordained me into this system, if somebody complained falsely to them, then don't you think it was right for me to present myself in front of them? So I went to Guru Ma, I went to Madhusudan Acharya, their family was there, and we had a meeting. And in that meeting it was declared that nobody has a right. Nobody, even in their family, has a right to question my relationship with Guruji. You think they was fair in saying this? You understand? Then it was requested by Madhusudan Acharya and Guru Ma to add their names on the Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation. To add their names on the Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation. But it was not practical because we are citizens of South Africa. We have a foundation with rules and regulations of inserting people from South Africa. You understand? To put foreigners' name on an NPO is a very difficult process, is it not? Is it not? So because of that, I did not add their names in our foundation. So for everything I am stating, there are 2 or more, 10 people that can submit affidavits. When you declare somebody as fraud or fake, you just can't make a public statement. It is when you make the declaration, then you have to provide evidence to prove that the declaration that you made is true. So you think our village idiot has any capacity to prove the allegation that he has made? You understand? So, whilst I'm on this topic, I don't know if anybody noticed, but there's a Kimi Pandey that comes on my page. I think it's now the third week, and I always thought it was a female, but when I went and looked at the profile details, it's a male. And this person states that there are no more gurus. You doing your business, they doing their business. So I didn't understand, and I said, please explain. And then he asked me, can't you comprehend plain and simple English? Read what I stated. No more gurus. Then he asked me a question. How can you prove negatively who's a guru or some sort? So I told him that when you go on somebody else's page and when you make a comment, then it is your duty to substantiate your comment. Because if there are no more gurus, I don't know when gurus became extinct, then gurus are born from Sanatan Dharma. Gurus are not born in Islam, gurus are not born in Judaism, gurus are not born in Christianity. Gurus are born in Sanatan Dharma, and for gurus to become extinct in Sanatan Dharma, it have to be in the Vedas. Guru is born from the womb of the Vedas. And the Vedas must inform when gurus become extinct. Yes or no? So message to this Kimi Pandey is that I've done this is I think my 32nd satsang on guru-disciple relationship. There is enough evidence. I've provided evidence in this series because it's going to become a book, and for him to make that bold statement, there are no more gurus, you doing your business, they doing their business. I still can't understand. I don't think anyone here will understand, and I don't think my 2-year-old Shrinika will understand, and my 5-year-old Shweta will understand. Very difficult, all right? I don't think anyone can understand this. But he has to disprove everything that I discussed from my first discourse on the guru-disciple relationship until this discourse. He has to disprove all of that through some scripture. Okay, so we're going to round up. When I went to India in 2017, Guru Ma took a spoon of the food that she was eating and fed me. It is very symbolic for a spiritual head to feed their disciple, is it not? If I take a spoonful and feed Sita, what do you think Sita will do? Oh, any of you understand? And this is the stupidity of our village idiot. You see, if I open the ashram, without declaring an institution that I belong to, I don't have all of this. I don't affiliate myself anywhere. I'm just a mushroomed ashram somewhere. Like there are hundreds and thousands all over where people say I'm a guru and they open their temple or the ashram, they have servers. Then there should be some credibility. I go live every week and I start off from my guru, Lord Ramanuj, the Purva Acharyas, the 12 Alvars. I'm establishing my credentials. at the outset of every service. Am I not? Are there not thousands of Sri Sampradaya ashrams in the world? Am I not associating myself every day and saying, this is my guru? If I wanted to be a fake, would I go on social media, on the international platform, and associate myself with a particular ashram? That? Would I do that? If I wanted to be a fake, any reason for me to associate myself with the Guruji? Okay, that's far-fetched. That is far-fetched. I got a cordial relationship. Well, Guru Ma is late now, she's gone. Guru Ma is late, she's gone. I got a cordial relationship with Madhusudan Acharya. He's still around in India. When Guru Ma was there, and I had this relationship with her up until, from 2015 up until she passed away, I had this great relationship with her. In 2017, she sent a request to me to assist her in the dilemma. She sent a formal request to me to assist her in the atrocities that she was facing in India. 2015, we spoke personally. In 2017, she sent a formal request. Whilst I was on holiday with Vishwadhar in Mauritius, they sent a formal request to me, which we have filed, for me to come and assist her. And that is how I landed in India in 2018. I was supposed to go to India in 2018, go right in front of the gates and go on a hunger strike until the authorities relieved Guru Ma of her authorities. All right? But I subsequently landed at Chinnajayar Swami's ashram. A booking was made whilst I was in flight from America to his ashram, and when I landed at his ashram, they sent a taxi with my name, Acharya, welcome Acharya Shyam Ramanuj at Hyderabad airport. Now that ashram, Chinnajayar Swami consecrated the Sri Siddhartha ashram. Chinnajayar Swami consecrated the Sri Siddhartha ashram, and if he sent somebody to pick me up in my spiritual title, what it tells you? He endorses. He sent it on my name. I went and stayed in his ashram for 4 or 5 days. In Chinnajayar Swami's ashram, I was one of the speakers on Lord Shri Krishna's birthday at his Goshala. On Krishna Janma Ashtami, I was one of the speakers. He introduced me. I was one of the speakers at his ashram on Krishna Janma Ashtami. What does that tell you? Will a guru of his stature bring in anybody on his stage to speak? Because he introduced me as Acharya Shyam Ramanuj, and this was broadcast live around the world. Are you understanding? Then when I got back to South Africa, his disciple contacted me, Gautam Acharya. His disciple Gautam Acharya, who consecrated Sri Siddhartha Ashram in Faridabad, India, contacted me, came down to South Africa and convened a Lakshmi Puja in Kampara. Then on the 5th of May, hear this carefully, 5th of May 2019, Gautam Acharya consecrated this ashram as per Pancharatra Agama instructions. So look, same two people that consecrated Sri Siddhartha Ashram, the same disciple came and consecrated the Sri Narayan Dham. Can the Guru ever be a fake? These are people in my system. Only my system can endorse me, and only my system can remove me. Yes or no? Because I belong in the Sri Sampradaya. If there is someone that belongs to Standard Bank and someone that belongs to First National, can First National have a say in what goes on in the Standard Bank in relation to its management and staff? You understand? So again I'm saying, and all this information is on our website. Village Idiot has perused to everything. Village Idiot has perused to everything. He knows everything. But because he has no content, and because my consciousness is inside him, I think even when he's doing his makeup and his incognito, he's thinking of me. Maybe he's seen me looking at him through the mirror. You understand? When he's hiding every day when he goes to sleep, he unmasks himself, and when he gets up, he masks himself throughout, because the entire year, I don't talk about him, he is insignificant, but the entire year he'll always be talking about the Guru. And people told him already on his live that it's getting boring now, you talking about the Guru. Alright? So I just wanted to bring towards, I didn't bring this discourse, I left it for a year. I wanted him to enjoy what he was saying. But now it's time, I think we need to conclude, and I need to explain to you, because if Manaka there, somehow he catches a snip of this village idiot, Casey in brackets, then he's going to say, I travelled all the way from Pietermaritzburg. I came and I sat, I heard this Guru, and now this Guru is a fake Guru. How disappointed will he be? Manaka, will you be disappointed? You want to say a few words for 2 or 3 minutes? Or on your next trip? On your next trip. Okay. Are there any questions? Any questions? So I just want to say this, that I have a committee in this ashram, and the purpose of the committee is to assist the ashram in the various activities that the ashram get involved in. That's the only reason I put this committee together, from chairperson right up to PRO. Not that you become the next Guru. This system don't work like that. This system is, I put a committee together so that the ashram can flow, the activities of this ashram can flow. And I'm very, very disappointed, seriously disappointed in the actions and responses that I am getting. We having a 12-hour program next week. The secretary is gone to Zambia. My chairperson lives in Joburg. Jessica and Satish gone to Joburg. Nobody wants to assist. And you live around the corner. I'm talking especially to those that are in the committee. We're going to be feeding 130 children. And we're going to be running simultaneously a program inside for 12 hours. The program inside is to acknowledge what Lord Narayan gave you during this year. Everyone got. Whoever comes to the satsang, Lord Narayan gave everyone. And then in gratitude to what Lord Narayan gave everyone who comes to the satsang, we doing outside feeding. Because this is a pillar or one of the pillars of Islam, Khatija. Yes, it's also one of the pillars of Sanatan Dharma. When God gives you, you must give out. It's one of the pillars of Sanatan Dharma. Now tell me, if everybody got something to do on that day, then you take in Mataji and myself back to our first 5 years. From 2013 to 2018, we cooked, we went to the 4 halls, we fed, we washed the dishes, we did everything on our own for that first 5 years. No devotees did anything. We funded everything, we drove everywhere, and we did everything. But if you can't find time for the Guru, how the Guru going to find time for you? Because the Guru go to hell and back for each one of you here. The Guru suffers in agony. How do you repay your institution? If everybody can't make it. You know, when Lord Shri Krishna instructed Arjuna to fight, if Arjuna did not fight, was a Kurukshetra war going to dissolve? He had Yudhishthira. So there's always a plan B. There's always a plan B. That function is going to go 100% next week. I'm giving you a guarantee. With or without you, this side will go 100% and that side will go 100%. But whoever belongs to committees, there is going to be repercussions, because when you take on a responsibility, and you abandon that responsibility, it does not work here. It does not work here. You understand? So myself, Dana, maybe I don't know who's going to be here, but myself, Dana, Mataji, Gemita, Sita, we'll make it happen. We will make it happen. We'll sing for 12 hours. We will, and we'll feed those 120 or 130 children. So you'll have an opportunity to redeem today, whilst you're having some lunch. Think how much this Guru does on a yearly basis. I don't take a break. Now I've been appointed national coordinator for the interfaith. It means I'll have to be flying around the country and also managing this Sunday satsang. It is a sensitive position for a Indian Hindu to be integrating Christians and Muslims. Is it an easy task? This country is majority Christian, yes? Is it an easy task? I'm in the minority and I'm an Indian and I'm a Guru. But I have to go because God gave me this mission, oneness. Is that not part of oneness? National coordinator, is that not part of oneness? Putting everyone now in this country together. So, as much as you want to think of yourselves, when you become spiritual, you also have to start thinking for others. Because the greatest gift in spirituality is service. In any religion. So think now. Yesterday was the first day that my pain eased from my thighs and my After, I don't know, 6-8 weeks, constant pain. And why you think it is? Because I started following instructions. They said do exercises. I started 10 squats, 15 squats, 20 squats. The muscles opened up, the blood started flowing. You understand? So I'm not well, and I'm not young. And many hands can turn that wheel. I did not instruct anyone to be here from 6 to 6. I did not ask anyone to be here from 6 to 6. Although I'm a guru, I know what I did for each one of you. I can remind you what I did for you and make you be here from 6 to 6. Yes or no? But I didn't do that. I said, amongst yourself, work it out. 3 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Somebody from inside the ashram should be outside there with those kids. Yes or no? They're going to come with their people, but we need a coordination. I don't want to be seated here meditating and thinking what's happening there, what's happening there, what's happening there. So I'm saying you've got an opportunity. It's not a very difficult thing. When you ask me for anything, I don't push it, I don't pull it. I'm instantaneous. Yes or no? So similarly, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, there's no excuse. There is no, I can't see an excuse. I can't see an excuse. But if I told you 12 hours, then I'll understand. I'm not saying 12 hours. I'm saying there's plenty of you to make this thing happen. Please, it is for your own good. If you do seva, if you serve those children down there, it is more beneficial to you than sitting here and chanting the mantra. Yes or no? Eh? Okay, y'all can work it out. I don't know who's going to coordinate this thing. Dana, you able? Cyril, you able to? I need a proper understanding of what's going to happen next week. Jai Shriman Narayan.